Can people with mild POTS please stop telling people with other chronic illnesses what they can and cannot do? Because, like, if you have mild POTS, you honestly don't even really know what other people with POTS can and cannot do. Like, you know what you can do, but that's about it. And who are you to say, like, what is disabling enough people can't work and what is not disabling enough people can't work? You're not in their body. Like, you don't know. And honestly, this might be a hot take, but, like, even if someone is, like, quote unquote trying to mooch off the system and they probably could work if they tried hard enough or whatever, I don't fucking care. Like, let them get on disability. If people want to work, then great. Like, I know that I would prefer to work than be on disability. It's been touch and go a few times in my life, just with health stuff and whatever. But, like, I don't, even if I didn't, like, desperately need it, if I, like, maybe could have found a job that worked or whatever, like, if that's the best option, okay, like, so who cares? Like, they're not taking your money. Your tax dollars are, like, barely going to disability, like, at all. They're mostly going to wars. So, I don't know. I'd rather support, like, one person who maybe doesn't desperately need it. They maybe, like, kind of need it, than support war. Sorry.
5 things actually worth the money with chronic illness: a TENS unit, compression, socks, leggings, waist, whatever you want to get. Electrolytes, they make them in drinks, they make them in pills, they make them in lollipops, just get any. Heart monitor, I use Visible Health. You can get an Apple Watch, a Garmin, a Fitbit, whatever. And an IV jacket. I promise you, I use it every single time I go to the hospital, and I always get compliments, and it always saves me from shivering when I get IVs. Real talk, I am so overwhelmed by the amount of doctor's appointments I have had in the past 2 weeks and will continue to have for the past few months. I'm overwhelmed by the amount of medications I'm going to have to be trying in the next few months. I'm overwhelmed by the amount of scans I'm going to have in the next few months. It's like I have to try new medications, I have to get a neck CT, I think they want to do some kind of, like, thing with my stomach. And it's actually really overwhelming me because I would rather be doing literally anything else. And honestly, I'm so terrified of the amount of medication side effects I'm probably going to be experiencing and just the exhaustion from scans. I'm just having impending doom about everything I have to do for my health, and I'm just not getting better at the rate that I want to. It's like I'm putting all this effort and energy into going to doctor's appointments, trying medications, getting tested for things, and I'm not getting better. And that's so frustrating. But it's like I have to try something. I have to do something, because if I just sit here and I don't go to doctor's appointments, I start spiraling about my health. It's like I have to figure something out. But at the same time, it's so overwhelming and exhausting going through all of these medical things. And the medical system is exhausting in and of itself. And realistically, I am getting better. It's just not at the speed that I want to get better. And I'm having a hard time accepting that. I'm having a hard time accepting that I'm sick in general.
Hey, what's up?
Hi.
So how are you? I'm okay. I've been in a pretty gnarly pain flare this week, so I haven't been sleeping great, but I have been working a lot on music stuff, and that's been really fun. Yeah. What about you? I'm okay. Yeah? I'm sorry, I have to get something off my chest. Sure, yeah, what's up? So I really, I don't want to offend you or anything because I know that you're really sensitive. Yeah, that's true. I am really sensitive, but I feel like I can't help but notice that you just focus a lot on your pain. And I feel like I wonder if, maybe you're in so much pain because you focus so much on it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, like thoughts create our reality and all that. So that's kind of what I've been thinking. Gotcha. Yeah. Here, I want to give you something. What is that? Okay, so hear me out. This stone is about 700 degrees. And I was wondering if you would be willing to hold this stone in your hand for 48 hours. What? No, I don't want to do that. Oh, why not? Well, because first of all, it would hurt a lot. Probably so. Yeah, and second of all, it would be so distracting. Like, I would have such a hard time getting anything done. Right. Yeah. And I probably wouldn't be able to think about anything else. Like, even if I was able to distract myself with music or video games or something else, I would probably still have a really hard time being present because I would be thinking about the stone. I would try not to, but it's like 700 degrees burning in my hand. Well, but thoughts create our reality, right? So why couldn't you just choose not to focus on the stone so much? Oh, so you're saying it's not like an optional thing that you're choosing to focus too much on. It's literally just unavoidable to focus on it sometimes, just like it would be unavoidable to focus on a 700-degree stone burning in your hand. Right, yeah, the stone didn't appear because of any thoughts that I had. It's a physical, tangible thing that exists all on its own. And I do allow myself to notice and be realistic about the fact that it exists. Acknowledging it or not acknowledging it doesn't change its physical existence or impact. Another example could be if you had a giant elephant in your living room. You probably wouldn't say, like, oops, I must have been thinking about the elephants too much and made one appear. And you also probably wouldn't tiptoe around your house just kind of trying not to, like, notice. So people with chronic pain want to talk about their pain often. I mean, it's important to know that, like, everyone's different, right? So there might be some people with chronic pain that don't want to talk about their pain a whole lot. I really don't mind talking about it. It's a part of my daily life. I think I'm starting to understand. Okay, word.
Hey, do you want some of this food? No, that's okay. I have really complicated dietary restrictions. I brought my own food. Dietary restrictions, like allergies? No, I actually have an autoimmune disease. Oh my god, that's horrible. Which one? I have Crohn's. Oh, no. Ugh. It's really okay. Oh my god, you poor thing. Oh my god. Yeah, it sucks sometimes, but it's okay. I just can't believe you have to go through that. It's just horrible. Yeah, it's kind of horrible. It's so horrible. You have to, oh my god. Hey, it's really okay. It's just you're probably so miserable every day. And you're gonna be in pain for the rest of your life. You're gonna be miserable for the rest of your existence. It's just so horrible. You miserable, disabled sack of meat. Oh my god. I just can't believe you're gonna be miserable and in pain and unemployed and poor for the rest of your life. It's not fair.
Hi, I'm a baby, and when I was born, for the first 3 months, I wouldn't eat anything, and I cried all the time because I was in so much agonizing pain. Yep, normal baby thing. Hi, I'm now a kid in kindergarten, and I go to the nurse all the time because something hurts, and every time they start just calling me the kid who cried wolf because I just keep showing up and they can't find anything wrong with me. Normal attention seeking. Hi, I'm now in elementary school, and I'm being sent home often because I'm sick and I go home a lot with the flu and pneumonia. Children get sick all the time. This is your first time in public school, expect it. I'm now in middle school. I've sprained both of my ankles, broke my thumb, and I have a lot of other ailments that keep happening because I'm doing rigorous physical activity and then end up sick from it. I also am starting to form a cyst on my hand that is making it hard for it to move, and I feel like I can't write, which is my dominant hand. Yeah, normal middle school. It's now high school. COVID hits. I don't get sick at first, but everyone around me starts getting sick, and I start feeling horrible all the time since I'm not moving as much. When I do get COVID, it's debilitating to the point of where I'm almost having to go to the hospital. After the fact, I end up worse than for wear. It seems like I have long COVID, even though I don't really have the same symptoms. I go to the doctor for chest pain, and they decide to do an EKG that fails. I get sent to cardiovascular, where they do a bunch of tests that don't actually prove anything. Doctors lie to me, they take more tests that don't do anything, another doctor lies to me, and then I meet the doctor who tells me I've been diagnosed with POTS for the past 3 appointments now. She's the one who suspects I have hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome and starts recommending me to go to doctors and get genetic testing. I start researching Ehlers-Danlos syndrome and see all of the symptoms that I've had all my life and all of the things that have happened to me line up almost directly with it. Okay, well, fuck you.
All she does is talk about being sick. All she is sick. Blah, blah, blah. I promise, if I talked about how sick I am every single time that I felt like shit, I would never stop talking. I really genuinely don't think that most people realize how much masking actually goes on. Sure, I have a platform where I talk about my illness, but in my actual life, I tend to avoid trying to talk about it because it makes things so awkward. People just don't know how to respond. People don't really know what to do or what to say. So I really do just try to avoid the topic. But man, I think it's really funny when people complain about how much I speak about my illness online because, yeah, I talk about it. I post about it. I give a platform to these issues because it's something that's important to me. But if you think it's annoying seeing it and hearing it this much, imagine living with it. Because I don't get to choose when chronic illness rings. And usually, it is at the most inconvenient times. In public at a very crowded football game. Standing up to go to the bathroom in the middle of a lecture. In the middle of Target. You think it's inconvenient to hear about it? Girl.
Well, like, your test results look fine. You don't have Lyme. You don't have inflammation markers. Take an ibuprofen. It's an anti-inflammatory. You said you're in constant pain. You know, constant means always. That means you're always in pain. Yeah? Even when you're laying down. Have you tried Zoloft? You know, a lot of kids your age struggle with anxiety too. You know, I'm not sure how much pain you can be in, because, you know, you took an AP class, and sick people can't do anything. Have you tried drinking, like, water? You said that you're struggling with, like, daily tasks. You have dyed hair, so, you know, a lot of kids your age just want to have something wrong with them. And, like, it's very obvious that there is something wrong with you, but don't be part of the crowd. Be your own person. Wait, your knees, like, bend, like, in, like that when you stand? Well, just stand straight. I really think that you're making a mountain of an anthill here. You know, it's really normal for, young women your age to be in constant pain. It's just hormonal, it just happens. Well, we're gonna schedule you some more blood work. We're gonna test for Lyme, prostate cancer. Maybe you should just try losing some weight.
Day in my life as a disabled, chronically ill person who faints over 6 times a day. I had 2 appointments today, so here's me getting ready for those. This is not sponsored, by the way, but Euphoria sent me their pregame primer and their new pregame setting spray. It was going to be a pretty hot day, and I was going to have to run around a lot, so I thought I would just try it out with the rest of my makeup. And as you can see, I was shook. My base makeup looks so good. I love this. Luckily, the world was kind of on my side today because I only had like 2 fainting spells with getting ready. There is one. There we go. So I had a bit more energy than I usually have to start off with. But today was pretty busy, so I knew I was going to be pretty fatigued afterward. This is me in the car before my physical therapy appointment. I was able to get through most of the appointment, but right at the end in the room, I had a big fainting spell. Luckily, all the doctor's offices I've gone to so far are super understanding and let me just chill for as long as I need to. After that exhausting appointment, I got a little time at home before having to go to another appointment. This one was specifically for my eyes because I got a lot of issues going on there, and it's very fatiguing doing eye appointments, especially for me. I had another fainting spell at the end of this appointment too, so my mom got me out to the car and I fainted again. I was feeling like absolute crap at this point, but my AC was making me look kind of cool, even though inside I was exploding and I felt like I was on fire. But then my mom came back with this, which literally made my day. Girls at the front desk didn't want to bother me because they knew I wasn't feeling good. So shout out to y'all if you're watching this. That was so sweet of you. Again, it totally made my day. I was properly exhausted when I got home, so I rested inside for a bit. And since the weather was starting to get a little more cool in the evening, I decided to go on the deck and just chill and relax for the rest of the day.
A cow pretending to be a man. Alan, are you a cow? What? No. Yeah, me neither. Alan, are you a cow? What? No. Yeah, me neither. Alan, are you a cow? What? No. Yeah, me neither.
I saw this post on Instagram Reels a little bit ago that said, people don't bring casseroles when the illness stays forever. There has never been true words spoken. If there's an end goal, people are more willing to stick by you and support you and help you get there. When there's no end in sight, people are just kind of like, oh, well, it may show up in the beginning. The first time I went to the hospital for my heart, I had a lot more people show up than the 5th time. In fact, the first time, I think my entire extended family showed up to the hospital. And now it's usually just my mom. But that reality makes you appreciate the people who do show up so much more, because it's true, there is no end in sight. That doesn't make the battle any less significant. It doesn't make the fight any easier. It doesn't mean that we matter less. Because you can't see it through doesn't mean that we're any less deserving of support and care and casseroles. Because if you're tired of hearing about it, imagine how exhausting it is to live with it. That's all. Bye!
Just a little PSA that this is what somebody with a disability looks like. I often get looks when I get out of my car with my handicap placard in my handicap spot because I don't look disabled, but I am just here to remind everybody today that being disabled does not look like anything. I have cystic fibrosis and I have 45% baseline lung function, which means I have lots of days where I am very winded and can't walk long distances. From the outside, you would never know that about me because I don't look disabled. So this is just a reminder to not judge based on outward appearance and mind your business, because I did not steal somebody's handicap pass so I could get VIP parking for the day. My 45% lung function has earned me the right to that VIP parking. And I would happily pass my CF on to somebody else who wants to take it in order to get that parking spot. So, any takers?
Chronic illness coping tip number 1. Lower your standards immediately. Can't do a full shower? Congratulations on your decorative rinse. Can't clean the whole kitchen? Beautiful. The bacteria now live there. Can't make a healthy dinner? Toast counts. We're surviving, not auditioning for wellness culture. Perfection is for people with functioning mitochondria.
The sucky thing about being chronically ill is that a lot of things that are labeled as like a luxury are actually a necessity for a lot of us. Right now I'm trying to order some groceries online because I'm not well enough to go walk around the store and get them. That's more expensive. Number 2, I have to buy like pre-packaged and pre-made food because I know I'm not going to have the energy to like make everything from scratch this week. And pre-packaged food is twice, if not 3 times expensive than if I could just like buy like chicken and rice and make it myself. Instead of just buying like a big bag of rice that lasts me a long time and saves me money, I have to buy the like microwavable cups so I can just throw them in the microwave when I don't feel good because I don't have the energy to like sit there and make rice. Not only is that more expensive, I'm trying to follow the anti-inflammatory diet, and for some reason I have to pay more so that they'll put less ingredients in my food that won't flare me up. How does that make sense? Healthier foods and foods that are actually good for me and will improve my chronic illness are more expensive. All of those things to a normal person is like, oh, well, it's more convenient, it's a luxury, so obviously I have to pay more for it. But for me, it's like, this is what I need to be able to function and to thrive in a sick body. It truly does cost way more to be chronically ill.
That's Teddy, and that's also Teddy. I named them all Teddy because I can't tell the difference. That's Teddy, and that's also Teddy. I named them all Teddy because I can't tell the difference. That's Teddy, and that's also Teddy. I named them all Teddy because I can't tell the difference. That's Teddy, and that's also Teddy. I named them all Teddy because I can't tell the difference. That's Teddy, and that's also Teddy. I named them all Teddy because I can't tell the difference. That's Teddy, and that's also Teddy. I named them all Teddy because I can't tell the difference. That's Teddy, and that's also Teddy. I named them all Teddy because I can't tell the difference. That's Teddy, and that's also Teddy. I named them all Teddy because I can't tell the difference. That's Teddy, and that's also Teddy. I named them all Teddy because I can't tell the difference.
Oh, I wanted to ask you if you were free tomorrow. I'm moving and I might need some help, like carrying boxes and stuff. I'd love to help, but I actually have a chronic pain condition, so I'd probably just end up being in pain for a week after that. You know, you should go to my gym. I bet that would help. Okay, hold it together, Audrey. Hold it together. You know, last football season, I had a really bad fall, and I just started going to the gym, and things got a lot better. Oh, so what did you injure? It was my shoulder. And no other physical pain problems anywhere else. No, just the one, thankfully. Well, okay, so with me, it's like my whole body is the injury. Well, what does that even mean? Okay, let's say you have a knee injury and a wrist injury at the same time. You wouldn't be able to use weights when doing exercises for your knee because your wrist wouldn't be able to handle it. So my body is just constantly in that vulnerable state that you have when you have an injury. So pretty much any exercise I do has a very high chance of hurting something else. Okay, but I bet you would see some improvements. All you gotta do is strengthen the muscles and then the pain goes away. No, okay, it doesn't work like that for me. I mean, I've seen you lift heavy stuff and run before, so you're already like halfway there. No, I'm actually very, very weak, which is the problem. But then, like, how can you do all that with no problems? Well, firstly, there are problems. They just don't sink in till, like, the next day. And secondly, can I make another analogy? When do you not make analogies? Okay, let's say you have a truly weak person. If there was a 50-pound box on the floor and they tried to pick it up, they just wouldn't be able to because their muscles don't have the strength for that, right? Yeah, it makes sense. Is that not what you are? No, because my body works differently because of the condition. So my muscles have the same strength as the person in the first part of the analogy. But when I go to lift that heavy thing, I'm able to do it, but my muscles aren't working at all. Well, how does that even work? Well, because my muscles are so weak, there are other parts of my body that take over and do those functions instead of the muscles. So, for example, if I was doing something that required core work, my back would be the one working, and then I'd be in pain for like a week. So, like, I can go to the gym and I can do those things, but it just ends up making things worse in the long run, you know? Plus, none of the exercises my PT gave me requires equipment, so I don't really know what I do there. You know, they actually have this really great yoga class. Oh, no, not another bad suggestion. This one might be worse. They also sell the best pre-workout you've ever had. And that's number 3. Look, I love you, man, but you need to go.
There are some days where I'm like, I literally only want to talk to other chronically ill people. I simply cannot have a conversation with someone if they haven't been through some life-altering health event. And it's like, my non-chronically ill friends can be super helpful sometimes, and I'm not mad at them at all. It's just there are some issues that they will literally never understand or get until they're like older or they start getting health issues. And I'm so glad that my non-chronically ill friends don't have to deal with these problems. It's just they just don't get it, and I simply need to talk to somebody who gets it, where I feel so alone. And it's like, yeah, they listen to me, they listen to my problems, but they just don't understand it, and that makes me feel so alone. And so having people that do understand and do get it makes me feel like I have a community, makes me feel like I belong somewhere. And I think that's why it's so important to have a community of people with chronic illness that you can text and be like, hey, can we call? I've got a chronically ill problem. Call them and they're like, oh my gosh, I understand you completely. I've been through the same thing. And that makes me feel so much better. Even though I hate that they have to experience it, it's just like, I feel like we're all in this together. And I think that's why I love doing TikTok so much, is because I have literally thousands of people being like, you're not alone. I go through this too.
Chronic illness essentials. Bedridden day must-haves. Now, if you have a physically debilitating chronic illness, or you're just having a really bad sick day, here are some things that may benefit you. Save this with some gift ideas, some inspiration, or if you're chronically ill and don't know where to start. Let's go. A portable table. Now, this is something that you can have over you when you're on your bed. Perfect for laptops, iPads, drawing, puzzle books, anything. There are loads of different types on Amazon, and some of them are really reasonably priced. Like, this one is only £12. A wedge pillow. Now, when you're laying down quite a lot, it can be really straining on your back. Having something like this to prop you up can really help. You can get all sorts of wedge pillows, and they're all sorts of different sizes as well. Heated blanket. I've got one of these and I absolutely love them, especially for those bedridden days when you can't get out of bed. Again, Amazon do loads of different types, different prices, you just need to do your research. A weighted blanket. Very similar to the heated blanket, but a weighted blanket is great. Obviously, if you struggle with moving your body or heavy things, then maybe this is something to avoid. But I've got a weighted blanket and I absolutely love it. Again, anywhere from about £20 to about £50. Compression socks. Now you can actually get quite pretty compression socks. If you're laying down in bed quite a lot, it might be good to have something like this to keep your circulation going. I found these really cute little pink ones and they do loads of different styles and patterns. No spill water bottle. I've got one similar to an Awala. It's an off-brand version and it works perfectly. Especially if I'm laying down, I don't have to tip it to drink. It's usually better with a straw. You can get loads of different types and ones with straws are probably best. To add to your water, electrolyte tablets. Electrolytes, sachets, hydration tablets, anything like that is perfect, especially if you're not up and moving quite a lot. I know that I always get a headache or migraine when I'm in bed for too long, and having something like this is perfect. Bit of a pricey one, but a Kindle or an e-reader. I'm sure there are multiple different ones online that are cheaper than a Kindle. Having something like this is probably going to keep you a little bit more sane. Either that or you can just buy the books. You can get cute little stands for them as well, which I just think are adorable. Finally, puzzle books. Something to keep your brain busy, but also something a little bit less strenuous than doing activities. You can get loads of different brain game books, an adult activity book, colouring books, Myrtle book, which is like a detective one. They all seem pretty fun. Let me know if you want a part 2.